Welcome to the Maria Edgeworth Centre. The main building of the centre was constructed as a primary school in 1840, and one of the trustees of the school at that time was Maria Edgeworth. In the 1950s, a new school was built in the town, and this building became an adult learning centre and a community centre where music was taught. Ownership of the building was transferred to the community by the descendants of the Edgeworth family in the 1980s. In 2019, the building was renovated to become the Maria Edgeworth Centre with the help of Fáilte Ireland, the National Tourism Development Authority. The entrance hall features sketches by Edgeworthstown artist Bernard Canavan, who emigrated to London at 15. His work focuses on the plight of Irish people forced to emigrate in the 1950s and to find work and the country they left behind. On the stairs are panels with information about the town, the family, and some historical events and some historical photos. There are 3 sections to the centre, the first of which we call the library. This section documents the history of the family, the people who they associated with, and the people they called friends. There are also scenes of historical events that were happening in the world at the time. The display cases show historical artefacts associated with Maria and her family, images from inside the house, and the last book Maria wrote, Orlandino, used to raise funds for famine relief. Did you know Maria was almost married when Abraham Edelkrantz, private secretary to the King of Sweden, proposed to her in Paris in 1802? How different things might have turned out had she accepted. You can explore the centre using the audio guides. Wherever you see the red headphone symbol, you can enter the number on the audio player and listen to more information about the displays. The bookcase, like others in the centre, contains books of historical interest, some that were owned by the Edgeworths, some written about Maria and her family, and others written about historical events and people. Education was very important to Maria and her family, and the second section of the centre reflects this, as it features historical school artefacts, maps, books and abacus, as well as a modern electronic display. A very early edition of the book, Practical Education, published in 1798, is on display. It was written by Maria, Richard Lovell and Honora Edgeworth, Richard Lovell's second wife. There is also a copy of Richard Lovell Edgeworth's bill to the Irish Parliament in 1799 on display. This bill looked to create a national education system for the country. Some of the proposals were eventually adopted in 1831 thanks to the Stanley Letter, which served as the founding document for the national school system in Ireland. Old school desks are on display as well as old school books. Children often used ink from inkwells to write on their copies. But did you know that children once wrote on slates with chalk? This road book on display is from the time the building was used as a school and features many people whose families still live in Edgeworthstown or have connections to the town. The third section of the centre we call the living room. The living room presents displays about some of the key members of the Edgeworth family. Richard Lovell, Mariah's father, who along with his interest in education, was also keen on inventing new things, mainly to make life a little better for all. He was also an early pioneer in long-distance communications. Mariah, as well as being an educator and book writer, also wrote many letters. Among the many people she wrote to was Rachel Mordecai Lazarus, an American teacher. This display recounts the fascinating history of their correspondence. "2026 marked the 225th anniversary of the publication of Belinda, Mariah's second novel, groundbreaking in its day for the themes it explored, and was liked by Jane Austen. The Abbey Edgeworth, born in the rectory in Edgerton, was a key figure in the history of the French Revolution, and the story is quite amazing. Oscar Wilde's sister Isola was living in the rectory in Edgeworth when she got ill and died at the age of 9. Learn more about the tragic history from this display. We hope you enjoyed this look around the Mariah Edgeworth Centre and that it inspires you to visit. Please visit our website www.mariahedgeworthcentre.com to learn more or to book tours. Thank you.